What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and first and foremost, Merry Christmas. This is my first video after the Christmas period. I hope you had an awesome Christmas. I hope you got all the games you wanted. I hope you got lots of cool gaming apparel like this guy. I mean, it's kind of like, it's really just like, it's more of anime apparel than gaming apparel, but it's still awesome. Now today we're going to be checking out another sale. So another month, another PlayStation Online Store sale, where they will try and convince you that every single sale is an amazing deal, when the reality is there's only about 5 or 6 sales, and each sale that is actually worth doing. Stop being so cynical, PlatinumBro. I just can't help it. Cynicism is my favourite thing in the world. I'm going to walk you through the PlayStation Store sales. I'm going to tell you if I think they're good sales or not, and I think whether or not there's easy platinums on for sale, if there's great games, if there's just sales that are just trying to rip you off, like lots of Deluxe Edition games, which, just forewarning, there is lots of them. Let's get started with the video. Alrighty, so here we are on the glorious PlayStation Store. I can't tell if I'm being sarcastic or not. I do like the PlayStation Store website. I also think it can be a bit of a rip-off at times. Anyways, so here we are. Let's start with the January sales and we'll see what we've got. Now, there's a lot on this list, guys. You know the crack. Firstly, if you're from the US or the Australian stores, you know pretty much what the conversion rate is at this point, especially the dollars. Just add on 10 to 15%, and that's pretty much the deal you're going to get. The sales are pretty much identical in every single store, and we're going to skim through a lot of stuff which I don't think is a good deal. I can't spend my entire life going through every single game on this list because there is lots and lots of games, and a lot of them aren't that good deals, which we're going to talk about. Okay, so straight bang in the middle on the front row, we've got Godfall. The Deluxe Edition is reduced from £89.99 to £70, and the Godfall Ascended Edition is from £100 to £80.
You're crazy.
I mean, I don't have to say this, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but don't buy this game. It is just a cash grab, terrible, empty looter slasher game, and the base game at £70 is not worth it. This game's a bargain bucket game, don't buy it. Same with Days Gone. Days Gone's not a bargain bucket game, but the Deluxe Edition, this is my issue with the Deluxe Edition, guys, is the base games sometimes are cheap enough, and what they do is, in the sales, they bring down the Deluxe Editions to the normal price of the actual games, and then that at times, it convinces you that you have to buy more. And for example, Days Gone is a perfect example. There's no online, there's no DLC trophies at all that aren't free, so whatever you get will not be worth having. It might be like a digital art book or something, which, in my opinion, paying £5 for some slideshows on your PlayStation is just an absolute scam. Okay. Assassin's Creed Gold PS4, PS5, that is £50 on Amazon at the moment, reduced, so do not buy that, that's not a good deal. Same for Watch Dogs, around about the same price. Just, guys, don't be buying these Ultimate Editions digitally, they're just not worth it at all in my opinion. Days Gone for £15, that's not bad, but again, it's cheaper online. It's cheaper if you buy it from Amazon or buy it second hand. It depends if you want the digital games or not. But like I said as well, Days Gone is also on the PS Plus collection for PS5, so if you have a PS5, then obviously you're going to get this for free anyway. Okay, I don't know much about NBA. When you're seeing games reduced down to, when the game's on sale and it's still £60, it is generally, without a doubt, not worth buying. FIFA 21 down to £40. Now, guys, I'm a bit skeptical of FIFA this year. It's really lost its value. It's been on sale loads already. It's starting to make me think EA maybe are having trouble shipping it this year. Final Fantasy Upgrade Remake? Like, no. God, no. Okay, Like a Dragon, £45. That's not a bad deal. But if you haven't got Yakuza, I often say the AAA games that have been out, like, this is some good advice for everybody, is that if a game comes out and you don't want to buy it straight away, it doesn't really interest you, so and you've waited 2 or 3 months, I would just say wait a little bit longer, because Yakuza Like a Dragon will probably be down by another 20% in another 6 months time. Pick a couple of games that you want every year, buy them, but then the games that you didn't convince you at launch, and then a couple of months later they're 5, 10, 20% off, they're just, I would say continue to wait on those guys. Oh wow, so Avengers is £32 or £37. Either way, not worth it. That game again is another bargain bucket game. Easily worth £10 for the story alone, and then that is it. Then you just throw it in the bin or delete it from your console and never ever play it again. So Destiny 2 Deluxe Edition, it is PS5 crossover for £50, or you can buy the Beyond Light for £26. Now that's not a bad deal if you like Destiny and you want to play on the PS5, but if you don't, then it's an old game. So we've got FIFA for £31 as well, so that must have been an Ultimate Edition, must have been a more expensive version, so that's a little bit cheaper. That's quite tempting, almost 70% off. I mean, this game only came out a couple of months ago, so that's actually a pretty good deal if you like FIFA. If you like FIFA and you can get away with not paying full price for it, it's not the end of the world, but I also don't like EA and their Ultimate Team selling practice. See, guys, this is the thing. I'm looking down the sale, and they're all just... The games they're all on sale, but still most of them are over like £40, and I just think like a game on sale to me should be a game that's like £25 and under. Like, I'm not paying like £40 for a game that I didn't want at launch, and then you're trying to convince me to buy it. Like, because that's really what these sales are trying to do. They're trying to, maybe they didn't convince you the first time round, so they drop a little bit of the price off and just try to twist your arm into getting it. Don't be that guy. If you don't want the game, don't let a sale which is 20 to 30% off convince you, because I've only seen one game over... No, I don't think we've seen a 70% off game yet, and we're like, working our way down. Borderlands 2, 3 and 4, Next Level Edition, if that's got all DLC for £32, that's not a bad deal. You're getting a PS5 game and you're getting like 200 hours of a gaming experience. The Platinum Trophy, again, is 200 hours. If you don't want the Platinum Trophy, probably 100 hours to finish. If you just want to play the game for fun, you can play it for 300 hours endlessly. Borderlands, the Platinum Trophy just sort of normally just scratches the surface of the game. There's always a lot more. It's a looter shooter, so the repetition's there. You can just keep grinding to get better and better guns. Last of Us Part 2 for £30. Now, that is probably quite a good deal. If you haven't picked up Last of Us, I talk about Last of Us all the time. It's always on sale. This is the thing. Last of Us Part 2 is always on sale. That's the biggest sale I think I've seen. It's not as good as the first one. If you're watching this and you haven't seen any of my opinions of Last of Us Part 2, I've done like 4 videos on it, equaling like an hour now, so go check those out. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still a good looking game, good gameplay, story's worth experiencing. It's just a bit staggered and a bit all over the place, but yeah, I would recommend it to some people. Okay, moving on. So PES 2021 season update is only £15. So PES, Konami have taken the right step, unlike FIFA and releasing a full game, because the games don't change on a yearly basis. They've decided to just do a season update, and it's only normally £30 for £15. If you want to play some Pro Evolution, you want to play some football, some soccer, that's the way to go, because not only are you playing a game with just as good football mechanics, yes, they haven't got this licensed teams, but you're basically sticking your finger up to EA and saying, you know what, this is the way we want our games. If you're not changing the game every year, we don't want to pay full price for these games. So by buying that, not only are you getting a great game, you're actually supporting Konami and not supporting EA, and realistically we shouldn't be supporting EA because their prices are just absolutely abysmal. Okay, moving down a little bit further. So we've got Doom Eternal for £26. Now that's not that good of a deal. It's a deluxe edition, that's why. You can pick up Doom Eternal for under £20 on Amazon all of the time. So again, to me, it's not worth it at all. Okay, so there's Doom Eternal, the standard edition for £18. So if you just want the digital edition, that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. If you want the physical edition, bear in mind you can get the physical copy for the same price. If you're like me, I know a lot of the guys who watch my videos, we all have our own little collections of some way or shape or form. There's mine over there. I like to collect physical games, so I would just get the physical. Now, they've got the Star Wars EA, I've just slated EA, but they've got the triple bundle there for £40. You're getting Fallen Order, Battlefront 2 and Squadrons, Star Wars Squadrons. 2 great games. Some people like Battlefront 2, I thought it was okay. I'm not a big FPS shooter kind of guy, and I also didn't really enjoy it too much. I didn't enjoy Battlefront 1, I hated the loot model system they tried to enforce with that game. But for £40 for 3 games, not bad. They're all, well, Fallen Order is an easy platinum, the other 2 are pretty hard, very skill dependent. Tony Hawk again is £30, it's only 25% off, and again, like I've said, if you weren't sure about buying it, maybe just wait again. If you're not 100% sure, then you always put it off. Now, Ghost of Tsushima for £39 4. Now that is pretty much the cheapest I've seen it. I think I've seen it online for about £45 physical. It's retaining its value a lot because it's a great game. However, on the same side, spinning the dice, or different side of the dice, spinning the coin, flip the coin, because they made so many copies, eventually the price will just it won't skyrocket, it will crash down and just, depreciate like lightning fast. So if you're not sure about Ghost of Tsushima, you can always wait another 3 to 6 months and it'll probably be half that price. Okay, next we've got Final Fantasy Digital Deluxe Edition for £37. That game is easily £25 to £28 on Amazon or online physical. So again, not a good deal. Persona 5, again, Persona 5 Royale is retaining its value quite a lot. So that's pretty much the same price I've seen it. So, I mean, the thing is, Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royale, Persona 5 Royale has a lot more gameplay, has a lot more story into it, but you can buy Persona 5 for like £10, and it's free on PS Plus collection. So, It depends. If you love Persona so much that you want to play another one, then yeah, go for it. If you haven't played anything Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royale, just buy Persona 5. It's literally under £10 at the moment, and it's still an absolutely phenomenal game. Yakuza Like a Dragon, £40. Again, we've already spoke about that. It's an okay deal. There's Final Fantasy Normal Plain Standard Edition for £30. Again, that isn't any cheaper than it is physical, so you know, it's about the same price, a little bit more expensive, so it's up to you. This is the thing, guys, I always say this with the digital sales, is that a lot of the time, in fact, they aren't even sales. What they do is they just bring down the value of the games to their actual physical counterparts pricing and try and convince you it's a sale. So for example, Final Fantasy VII is worth about £30 physically, and then if you go to the store, it's £60. So every now and then they'll put it in the sale and half its price down to physical price as well, and you know, it tries to convince you it's a sale, but the reality is it is not at all. And this is why I don't like digital only, because it takes away our control, it takes away depreciation of games by removing the physical element of them. Okay, next up we got Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Now that's 50% off. And Crash Bandicoot 4, I'm not sure exactly of the price of it physically, but it will not be that cheap. This game's only 3 to 4 months old. If you like Crash 4, if you like Crash Bandicoot, it could be the game for you. Platinum wise, it got drawn on my podcast, but voted by you for the hardest platinum of 2020. It is brutal. It's a 9 or a 10 out of 10. It will really push you to the limits, physically, emotionally. It's a messy game. It's a messy game. So if you want to play it and you platinum it, then props to you. But good game. I'm not a big fan of Crash Bandicoot. I think it's good, but I always say I don't like platforming, and there's a reason why there's not many platforming games out anymore, guys, because they just weren't actually that good. And I think about Crash 4 is the nostalgia was gone with it, and that's why it didn't sell very well. Okay, Rainbow Six Siege is only £7.49, and that is the Deluxe Edition, and it's PS5 compatible. And on PlayStation 5 it runs at 120 FPS. Yes, that won't work on a 4K TV, because 4K TVs are limited to 60 FPS, most of them, but if you have a gaming monitor, then you could play that at 120 FPS. And Rainbow Six Siege is an absolutely phenomenal game. It came out a bit broken, but as the game's, it's been out for a long time, as it's progressed, it's just gotten even better. That's a good deal. In my opinion, that's probably the only good deal I've seen so far, coming in at £7.49. You know, you're looking at 150 hours of enjoyment, of fun, of tension, of battles, of combat, of setting up traps, working with a team. Great game and great bargain. Okay, next up I just want to say we've got Red Dead 2, £27. Now that again, I'm getting frustrated, guys, because that again is the same price as it is physically. So no, I don't think that's a good deal either. Are you sensing a theme when I actually go through all of these games? Because I have lists on my Amazon. I literally have about a list on my Amazon at any one time with about 50 games on. This is how I go about buying my games. I go through them all and I see which ones have the biggest price drops since I added to my list, because some of them, they'll be on my list for 2 years. Some of them were like £60 down to like £15, and that's why I know they've actually depreciated, and that's why I only pick them up. And because I've got so many games, how I work is I will buy the games that are on the biggest discount. I don't buy the games that I want the most, because I know I want to play all of them. So, and that's why I'm quite aware of price on Amazon. Okay, so we've got Squadrons by itself for £21. Like we've already said, you could buy the EA bundle for £40, and if you haven't played Fallen Order, it's worth £18. So I would maybe recommend getting up the bundle to get Squadrons and Fallen Order. If you love Star Wars, you will love both those games. Okay, so we've got Crash Team Racing for £20. Now that's a good deal. I think that might be a little bit cheaper than physical. If you like Crash Bandicoot, you like racing games, it's a tough platinum. It's, you know, it's probably 6 or 7 out of 10, about 30 to 40 hours. It will really push your ability. You have to master every single race. It's tough. It's a good game. It's good to play with friends. It could be worth buying for you. Now, Persona 5 is here. It's £25 without the Ultimate Edition. So before it was about 42, and I was saying, is it a good deal? Is it not? Now that's a good deal. Persona 5 Royale is probably another great deal. I think it's about £40 in store, so you're getting a good bargain with that game. Okay, guys, I just want to quickly say Resident Evil 3 is £16. Resident Evil 2 is £13. Now I think Resident Evil 3, that's a good deal. Resident Evil 2, that's how much it is in store. You can get it cheaper second hand if you go on eBay or something. That's not an amazing deal. Resident Evil 3 for £16, that's a pretty good deal though. Could be worth picking up. It's easier of the two games. It's also actually set before Resident Evil 2. So if you want to actually play it as like a sort of a prequel to Resident Evil 2, you can do that. I think that's how I'm going to play them, to be honest. And it's not scary, so I think that's good for more beginner gamers beginner horror gamers like myself. So Overcooked 1 and 2 is £15. You get an extra 5% off if you're on PS Plus like myself, so you probably so that's about £13. Great game. I love Overcooked 1, I love Overcooked 2 so much. You don't get the DLC with Overcooked 2, but still well, you get a Platinum Trophy with Overcooked 2, it's about 15 hours, the DLC is about 10 hours, and Overcooked 1's about 5 hours, but there's no Platinum Trophy. Great games though, great co-op games. If you're looking for something to play with your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or just some friends who you haven't seen, obviously, social distancing allowed, it's a great game, really recommend it. As well, now I said before, Borderlands 3, the deluxe edition for £25 was a good deal. You can get Borderlands 3 PS4, PS5 edition for £16. Doesn't include the DLC, but that again is a really, really good deal. Okay, finally, 2 more games, Sekiro and Mafia Definitive Edition. Now, you can get the Mafia trilogy for £40 on Amazon at the moment, so I think it's kind of that's not really that good of a deal. However, Sekiro, that game has retained its value like something fierce. It's still about £40, £45. The game's like almost 18 months old, I think, at this point. It's a great game, a tough game. It's a Soulsborne game, but that's an okay deal. If you want to pick Sekiro up, you're not too sure, it could be worth doing. If you haven't played any Soulsborne games at all, then you can pick up Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, or the trilogy, or Bloodborne for really, really cheap. I bought Bloodborne for about £15, so if you're worried about price and you want to play a Soulsborne game, it's still quite expensive for one single game. Plus there's those indie games like Mortal Shell, which again are only about £20. But if Sekiro is the one you haven't played yet, then that's a reasonable price. Oh guys, so actually on what I've just said, we've got Crash Team Racing, only £12. So that must have been some deluxe edition that I maybe have missed. This is the problem with trying to force these deluxe editions on you all the time. £12 for Crash Team Racing is a great deal. So that is a really good deal. That and Persona 5 Royale, 2 great deals, plus Borderlands 3 and Rainbow Six Siege. They've been the best deals so far. Okay, I can't not mention The Witcher. Only £7.49, however I'm pretty sure it's on PS Plus Collection, and you can buy the Game of the Year edition for about £13. So I just had to mention it because I've seen it, it's a great game, I love it, love Geralt, love Witcher. It's an okay deal if you just want to play the base game, but the Game of the Year edition is so cheap now, you'd just be missing out if you didn't. Okay, so next we've got Nier Automata. Now, 1750 is a cheap game, it's a great game, I haven't played it myself, but I know my co-host Joel loves the game, he thinks it's amazing, and it's worth buying the game, it's on my list. That is the same price as Amazon, so again, it's not a deal, it is the same price as its physical counterpart, so I wouldn't rush to pick it up, because I just don't think it's a good deal, but you should pick it up at some point. Okay, so we've got Fallout 4 Game of the Year and Fallout 4 Season Pass for $15.83, $15.99. I've got Fallout 4 on there. I want to play it again. I finished it 100% on my Xbox a while ago. It is a great game, and the Game of the Year edition, £15 for literally 200 hours of great gaming. Bethesda's last good game, if you ask me. However, on the same spin of that game, it is always on sale, so if you don't want it this time, just wait, it'll be cheaper next time. Now, another great deal, 78% off is Hitman 2. Great game, very good game. If you like, it's an old school Hitman in the sense that they took a lot of steps backwards, like Blood Money. It's not necessarily like Absolution, which was the last on PlayStation 3, they've sort of taken a lot back. I don't think there's a Platinum Trophy though, and it's sort of the way they released it episodically, so there's a lot of trophies. I think it's equivalent to 2 whole trophy lists for this game, but no Platinum. But £12, that's a good deal. Now I was just singing the praise of Overcooked. You can get Overcooked All You Can Eat, which is the PlayStation 5 version of the game, for £30. Only 25% off, but if you've got a PS5 and you haven't played Overcooked, dude, get it played. Mafia Trilogy for £37, so that's the same price as its physical counterpart. I will buy it at some point, I don't think it's worth it, because Mafia 3 for me wasn't very good. Mafia Definitive Edition is probably worth £20, and Mafia 2, it's been remastered, but it's pretty much a bit of a mess, so, for me, £30 is probably more of a better price for Mafia Trilogy. Skyrim, £15, it's always that price everywhere, every month, every single sale, it's that price, and you can buy it for cheaper than that physically. Okay guys, we have got a few more deals on here which I'm actually impressed by. You can get the Walking Dead Onslaught. I know it's not the best Walking Dead VR game, it's not as good as Saints and Sinners, but it's only £16, and again, Remnant from the Ashes is only £16. So if you want to pick up that Soulsborne, but gun cover-based shooter game, that is on there. That's a game I've wanted to play for a long time. That might be something I pick up, but again, it's hard because you've got the backlog, the infamous backlog of never-endingness is there. I've got about 15 games over there, so if I didn't, I think I'd probably pick up Remnant from the Ashes though. Tough but rewarding game. Okay, nothing else is really grabbing me. Nothing at all there. Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist is only £13. That was a great game. I just recently platinumed that. That was my 350th platinum. I loved that game so much. It's a bit repetitive towards the end, but if you love Yu-Gi-Oh! Like me, it is worth buying. Dude, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pick it up. You will not regret it. Otherwise, it's a good intro to the series. It's a great game. You know, it introduces you to all the complex. Yu-Gi-Oh's quite complex. It introduces you to all of these game modes, the game types, the cards, the summoning very slowly. So if you play through the story, by the time you finish the 2 or 3 stories, you pretty much know how the whole game works. It's pretty good. I recommend it. Okay, quickly, I just want to say we've got Vader Immortal, only £14. Okay, that's it decided. I'll be buying that one. I recently just played Vader Immortal on the Oculus. My God, it was phenomenal, and I'll be doing it. I'll be buying that one, guys. Great sale, great game, and I'll make a great video for me to tell you about how good it is. Probably. Neo 2, £30 for me. It's a bit steep, but you know, again, guys, it's your opinion. Like I said, if a game doesn't grab you when it releases, just wait till it's in the bargain bucket and pay less than £15 for it, like I do. Save a lot of money by doing it that way. Okay, Dark Souls Remastered's only £10 now. You can get the whole trilogy for about £30. I always say this, so you know, it depends. I would just say buy the physical of all 3. It's save yourself, you know, the full games, all the DLC, all that good stuff. So you know, maybe just wait on that one. Crysis Remastered's only £15 now. It does run pretty well. Remember the whole meme where it was like, does your PC run Crysis? Now, if you have a PS5, I imagine this game will look even better. It will run so smoothly. Great game. Not as good as Crysis 2 or 3 I found. I really loved Crysis 3. It was actually my favourite. But £15, 40% off. It wasn't a really expensive game anyway, but you know, it's a 10-20 hour platinum. Not too difficult. Good little story. You know, what's not like? Now, if Batman's your fancy and you haven't got them all, I already have them all. But you can get all of them for £16. Now that'll include all DLC, everything £16. That's for pretty much 3 amazing games. Arkham Asylum's an okay platinum, it's about 30 hours. Arkham City and Arkham Knight are both about 150 hours. Quite time consuming and quite difficult, but great games and platinums to be proud of. And you know, it's not all about easy plats, it's about having platinums that you're proud of to have. Okay, so we've got Desperados 3. Now that's not a good deal. I bought that game recently for like £22. That game has crashed in value. Really not expensive anymore. Okay, so we've got a few games here that I'd like to talk about. We've got firstly Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, only £20. Now that is a good deal. I've struggled to find that game for cheaper than £25 physically. That is a great deal. Don't get any of the DLC extra stuff because there isn't any DLC. It's just you know, it's just a deluxe edition garbage. But the base game for £20 of that is a great deal. As well, the Walking Dead Definitive Edition is only £23. You're getting every single Walking Dead. I don't think you get in the final season, but you get everyone leading up to that. It's something like, I think it's 3 full games and Michonne. Looking at like 33 hours. It's only 1 Platinum Trophy for all those games, worth mentioning. But nonetheless, you know, it's a good, concise story. And if you like Walking Dead, you could just put in 30 hours and get another Platinum Trophy there. Okay, next we've got Doom, £4.79. Wow, great game. It's not, I didn't love it. Being totally honest, I didn't love it so much, but I give it a solid 7 out of 10. Fast paced. For me, it's just fast paced Halo with demons. If you like Halo, if you like first person shooters that are a bit crazy, a bit fast, it's right up your alley. You will enjoy it. And for £4, easy to do. There's some online trophies that's worth mentioning, but they're really easy to get. You can get them in about 2 hours of playing, and the online servers are surprisingly still active. Okay guys, again, this game's almost on sale, but Metal Gear Solid 5, the Definitive Edition, is £4. You're getting Ground Zero and you're getting Metal Gear Solid 5. Both great games. Yes, Ground Zero is only a 3-hour prequel to Metal Gear Solid 5, but they are awesome games. Metal Gear Solid 5 is such a great game. The gameplay is just superb. It's definitely one of the best games on PlayStation 4 in my opinion. Now I'm not going to ignore, but Shadow of Mordor is a great game, but there's a trophy that's going to become unobtainable very, very soon. I'm pretty sure this month. So it may have already been unobtainable, you have to check that with me, so I would actually say hold off on that one if you're a Platinum Trophy hunter like myself. Nothing's really grabbing me here. I mean, there's a few cheap games here, like The Long Dark and Sniper Elite. Easy cheap games, you want to pick them up. No, sorry. Easy cheap games. Both those games are really hard. I don't know why I said that. It's like instinct to try and like titillate your ears. Both those games are really hard platinums, like 50 to 100 hours, plus with a lot of skill. Final Fantasy 7 OG. If you like Final Fantasy 7 Remake and you loved it, this could be recommended. Just stepping back into the old PS1 game. If it's up your alley, it might be, might not be. Alright, my friends, nothing's really taking my fancy here. The Phantom Pain is more expensive than the Definitive Edition, which is just ridiculous. There's a few Lego games, nothing really taking my fancy at all. Outer Worlds, £20. Now that's an okay price, it's just, I feel like you can get it cheaper if you just wait until you get that game cheaper. Okay, Mad Max, apparently that's unobtainable now. There's all this talk about being an unobtainable Platinum Trophy, then apparently it wasn't, and it was fine. I'm not sure, but £7 not a bad price. It's an okay game. It's not great by any means. We're reaching the end now, guys. My voice is just struggling big style. I think I'm on the cusp of getting a small little cold. Okay, so we've got Spyro North, £6. Now that tempts me, easy 15-hour platinum. However, it's out for PS5 now, so if you kind of want to play that game, it's probably worth just waiting. We've got Sudden Strike, some DLC for Sudden Strike, but the whole game's not even expensive at all. Bioshock was free on PS Plus, but if you haven't played it ever, for $8.99, that's a great game. You're getting 3 games. 3, bear in mind, amazingly received games from PlayStation 3. Worth buying, worth playing if you haven't already. I haven't played them, I've got them on my deals. I might download it. I always say this, I've always got games downloaded on my folders. I will get around to it at some point. There's just so many great games. Okay, blah blah blah, nothing is taking my fancy. You know guys, I might be a bit harsh. There's a lot, the sale starts with a lot of games that just heavily aren't discounted at all. There's like loads of games that are like 10 to 20, 30% discount, and they're all brand new releases. For me, they're not worth buying, but we've got games like, we've had a few great games in this list, to be honest, under £15. Nothing's taking my fancy on this one, we'll just keep going down. Now, I've just recently done a review on Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. I recommend you watch it if you haven't. I paid £5 for that game. It's on sale for $4.79. I think that's pretty much the same price roundabout as what I paid for it. A great 15-hour game, such a good Star Wars game. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend. By the way guys, you see me scrolling down, you're seeing a few jumps in the video. It's because I'm not saying anything that I want to talk about, and I'm not good games are not good deals, so hence the jumping in between cuts. Alrighty guys, so I've just cut the video there because there's a lot of games on this sale, and a lot of them just are indie games that I've never heard of personally, or I'm just not really discounted at all. Looking at most of the games, I'd say the average discount on this sale is actually only 30%. So I probably would recommend that you go through it yourself, but like I said, the games that I've spoke about probably are the best deals. So we've got Rainbow Six Siege, we've got Borderlands 3 for PS4, PS5, we've got Remnant from the Ashes, we have Persona 5, we have that EA bundle, and as well the PES 2021. There's a good variation of sales on this list. But just bear in mind those cheeky little sales that are like 25% off, when the reality is they're actually still more expensive than their physical counterparts. I know I've said that loads in this video, but I just don't want you to overpay for something that is not worth the money. Because remember, the sales aren't to give you an amazing sale, they are ultimately to make Sony and the developers more money and to make you buy things you probably wouldn't already buy. And that is sadly the case, despite the fact that I am being overly cynical. That's all for this one guys. Do not forget to like and subscribe. If you're buying any of these games, I would love to know which ones. I'd love to know if you think this is a good sale. Do you think the sales are actually great, or do you think it's actually what I've just said, that they are just trying to convince you, just to push you a little bit over the edge to buy the games that probably you wouldn't already buy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell, stay up to date with my content. I really appreciate it. If you want to have a chat with me more on a personal level, check out the Discord. I'm always on there. I'm always up for a chat. And that's it guys, take it easy.